What's up, everybody? This is Lyle, No Hippie Barbecue. What I'm going to be doing today is going to be some miniature bloomin' onions. I'm going to be using white, red, and yellow onions, and they kind of vary in size all the way from a real small one like that all the way to kind of a bigger one like that. Anyway, it should be a very simple recipe. Ingredients we're going to need some buttermilk, a couple eggs, and some fry mix. If you don't have any fry mix, just throw some flour in a bowl, throw in some seasoning, you should be good to go. Anyway, first thing I need to do is get these onions prepped, so let's get started. Prepare these onions. Basically, the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to cut off the top. And then it's kind of easy if you kind of squirt down the side, so when you go to peel the onion, it's a little bit easier, because we're going to take off that first layer. Now, what we're not going to do is we're not going to cut off that stem at the bottom. We will kind of trim it up a little bit so it doesn't fall apart when we start frying it. Alright, so there we go. We still have a little bit of that stem left, and all we're going to do is, as close as you can without cutting into the onion, we're just going to trim off the bottom of it. And now once we have that done, we're just going to go ahead and kind of cut all the way down to the bottom. We're going to make about 4 incisions from the top to the bottom without cutting through that stem. And if the onion is a little bit bigger, you might be able to go a little bit, you may be able to cut a few more incisions in there. Here's what the onions look like all prepped up. I have my slits cut in here. If you look at the bottom, you can tell that the root is still intact, so they shouldn't fall apart when we get them frying. Now we just need to make up our marinade. So our marinade is just consisting of 2 eggs, which I already have in this bowl, and then about a cup of buttermilk. I'm just going to be eyeballing this. Should be close. Let's go with a little bit more. And you know what? I knew I had something here. Spur of the moment, I'm going to go ahead and add some hot sauce from the Grill Masters Club box that I got. This is a roasted garlic hot sauce. Just go ahead and add some of that in. Alright, now we're just going to go ahead and add our onions. And I'm going to make sure that these are fully coated. They're going to go in the refrigerator, covered in some plastic wrap to keep the funk down. And I'm going to let them go for about 45 minutes to an hour. While that's hanging out in the refrigerator, might as well whip up a little sauce with it. I just have one of these ranch packets and a cup of mayonnaise in this bowl. I'm going to hit it with some of this roasted garlic chipotle hot sauce. I'm just eyeballing this. This is just a sauce, nothing too in-depth. Then we're going to add this buttermilk until it gets to the consistency that I'm looking for. So this looks good to me. I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the refrigerator, get my oil heated up. I'm going to want that oil to be at around 350 degrees when we start frying these up. Now that we've had these sit in the refrigerator for about an hour and a half, it's time for us to get this in our fry mixture. One of the reasons we put this in buttermilk was to kind of tone down that bite that some of these onions have. And since I have some red onions in here, I figured that was a good idea. Anyway, I have my flour in a bag. I may need a little bit more than this. But we're just going to do a few at a time, make sure that they get coated really well. We're going to try to make sure that flour gets into as many crevices as possible. It's a little bit harder with these small onions, but we're going to do our best. So this is our last batch. It doesn't look like we're going to need any more of this fry mix. We should be good to go. My oil is up to 350 degrees. Let's take it to the stove. Our oil's up to temp. Let's go ahead and drop our first batch. So these look like they have the color I want. Not quite opening up as much as I would like, but I'm sure that they're still going to taste delicious. So this right here is a wrap. These bad boys didn't bloom as much as I was hoping they would, but basically it's the same concept. Let's get in. Dip it in this sauce right quick. Did seem like some of that flour did kind of get in there, even though they're not blooming. These things are a hit. These are like little bite-sized appetizers. Knock out about 5 or 6 of these bad boys. Give this a try. I'm telling you. If nothing else, cutting this onion into those sections does allow it to not be like you're just biting into a whole onion. This, I'm telling you, this actually, look-wise, didn't turn out as good as I wanted it to look. Taste-wise, better than I expected it to taste. Anyway, thanks for stopping by No Hippie Barbecue. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe. I'm out.